what's up? It's Blockology 101 here, and today I'm going to be building and reviewing the LEGO Star Wars 75299 Trouble on Tatooine. So this is a brand new set for 2021. It's based off The Mandalorian Season 2, and I am really excited to build this set. So this set contains 276 pieces and is recommended for ages 7 and up. It contains 3 minifigures, including the child or Grogu, the Mandalorian in his new Beskar armor, and a Tusken Raider. So on the front of the box art here, it shows you that you get the Mandalorian speeder bike, you get a Tusken Raider ballista, which is basically like a cannon that they use, and then you get a little Tusken Raider hut. So I really like this box art, and I really like how LEGO included them like fighting in the hills on Tatooine, and I think it looks really nice. Now, with that being said, I'm not really sure why the Mandalorian is fighting against the Tusken Raiders here, because in this episode, the Mandalorian was actually working with the Tusken Raiders, so a little bit of an odd thing going on there. But I also really like on the top right-hand corner here how it has the Mandalorian box art, and I think that looks really nice. So on the back of the box art here, it shows you just more ways you can pose the minifigures and the items you get in the set, which I think is pretty cool. So without further ado, let's get into the build. So here's the finished build. This build came with a lot of cool things for $30. And without further ado, let's get into the 3 minifigures here. So for our first minifigure here, we have the child, or Grogu, or Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him. And this was a really nice addition to the set, and I think it is a really nice way you can get Baby Yoda for a really inexpensive price. And this is the least expensive way you can get him in a set. So it is the exact same Baby Yoda that came in the Razor Crest and came in the child buildable figure. I do like the nice little detailing on his torso here, and he does have a rubber head, and it is a pretty nice head. I do like the detailing there. I would have liked if LEGO had a different mold for the torso to make it look more accurate to the show. Maybe he could have had like a cloth piece on him to make it look more accurate to the show. But overall, this is a great minifigure, and I'm really happy with this one. And so yeah, let's get into the second minifigure. Now for our second minifigure here in this set, we got a Tusken Raider. I think this was a great addition to the set, and I really like this minifigure a lot. His helmet mold looks really nice, and I think it is very accurate to the show and to the movies. And this is actually a plastic head mold, so a really nice plastic head mold there, and instead of being rubber, which LEGO usually has for some of the more complex head molds they have. But it's really nice to see that they have a plastic head mold there. I really like the torso print and the leg printing, and how the leg printing continues down from the torso. And then we also have back torso printing here as well. The Tusken Raider came with his weapon stick thing. I believe it's called like a gaffy stick. But yeah, it's a pretty nice weapon in addition to this minifigure. And so yeah, without further ado, let's get into the third and final minifigure. Now for our third and final minifigure here, we have the Mandalorian himself. Now I am a huge fan of this minifigure, and I think it looks fantastic. This is the first time LEGO has made the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor, and I think they did a great job making him in his Beskar armor, and it just looks really accurate to the show. I've seen that picture there. This minifigure is very similar to the one that's actually in the show, and I think it looks fantastic. So first of all, the Mandalorian here came with his long like sniper rifle there, and he also came with his shorter like pistol there. Now under his helmet, he has a blank head, which I'm a little bit disappointed to see because we've already seen his head multiple times now in the show. and so it would have been nice to see if we had some head printing there. But I think this minifigure makes up for that lack of a head printing in the rest of the minifigure here. So now starting off on the torso print, I think this is a great torso print, and LEGO did a great job making it a very nice metallic silver and getting the color tone of his Beskar armor down really well. He also has arm printing, and I think this arm printing looks fantastic. So here on his left arm, he has his like shooter thing where he has his wrist gauntlet thing, and then he also has his shoulder pad there, and I think that looks really nice. Now on his right arm here, he has another really nice arm printing here on this arm, and as you can see here, he has that little rhino head there, and that is very accurate to the show, because in that picture it shows you how he has that the rhino head actually on his shoulder pad, and I think LEGO did a great job in the attention to detail there, and I think it is just fantastic. His leg printing also looks really nice as well, and I really like the belt printing as well on this minifigure. He came with his gray cape, and underneath his gray cape, we can see that he does have back printing as well, and I think this back printing also looks fantastic. Now you can see how LEGO has made all of these changes to the minifigure, and I think it looks fantastic. So here is the older Mandalorian LEGO minifigure they have, and now the newer one, and I think the newer one just looks really great. And you can see they actually changed the color of the helmet as well from the older one to make it more accurate to the show, and I think that is just great. So now that we've seen all of the minifigures, let's get into the build. Now there are three main builds in this set, which we have a Tusken Raider's hut, a Tusken Raider's ballista cannon, and the Mandalorian speeder. But first, let's get into the Tusken Raider's hut. Now here is the first part of the build, and this is the Tusken Raider's hut. Now I think this is a really nice addition to the set, and I'm really happy with this small little build, and I think it looks really nice. I think the pieces on the back here give it a really nice look to it, and I'm really happy with how it looks and how it turned out. So on the front here, we have a really nice fireplace where you can put your Tusken Raider and the Mandalorian. They can sit around the fireplace, and how in the show, how they were like talking. You can place them, and you can put them and sit them there, which is a pretty nice feature as well. Now actually in the set, there is a little clip here where you can actually place the Tusken Raider's weapon, and when you're not using it or you're storing it, you can just clip on the Tusken Raider's weapon right there, and it can stand right there just like that. This also came with a nice bowl here, and it came with a bone too, so that's pretty cool as well. And you can actually place the Tusken Raider inside of his little hut here, and he can kind of just sit inside here like that. So without further ado, let's get into the second part of the build. So here is the second part of the build, and this is the Tusken Raider's ballista cannon. I think LEGO did a great job making this one look really similar to the one in the show. As seen in that picture there, they look pretty similar, and I think LEGO did a great job making this. Now there are lots of cool details on this ballista cannon. Like this part in the front looks pretty cool as well. It has legs on the bottom to help hold it up and also for detail. And then it has this back holster thing where the Tusken Raider can just go on the back and pretend like he's shooting it. Here is a spring-loaded shooter on the top here, and it shoots out really easily, just like so. And there is actually a new color of the spring-loaded shooter, and this is this nice silver color, and I think it looks pretty nice as well. And LEGO made it silver because the ballista cannon actually shoots out like these harpoon things, and they made it silver to more accurately represent a harpoon. So without further ado, let's get into the third and final part of the build. So here is the third and final part of the build, which is the Mandalorian speeder bike. I think LEGO did a great job making this look really accurate to the show, and I like all of the detailing on the speeder bike, and I think it looks really nice. You can also fit the Mandalorian's weapons on the side here while he's riding the bike, and see his rifle just fits there. And now on the other side, his pistol can just fit there like that. Now there is a little carrier for Baby Yoda to sit in while the Mandalorian is driving, and so he just slides in there pretty nicely as well. Now I really like how LEGO included this feature because in the show he was riding along on the side here, just like how this set is. He's riding along on the speeder bike just like that. Now, the Mandalorian can actually fit on his speeder bike, but it is a little challenging to get him on there. So here's the Mandalorian on his speeder bike. It was kind of challenging to get him in, like I said before. But once you get him in, he looks really nice on there, and it looks really cool. So yeah, that is the Mandalorian speeder bike. So if you're wondering if the Mandalorian speeder bike can actually fit inside of the Razor Crest, I'm going to show you that it can. And so you can just slide it in there, just like so, and it fits in there pretty well. And you can close it up, and it fits in there really nicely, and I think that is another really cool feature of this set. Now, all in all, I think this set is a great set, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it is a great deal with all of the things that come in this set, all just for $30. You get a really nice minifigure and 2 other minifigures and 3 sizable builds, and I think it is a great deal, and it is definitely worth your money. Now, with that being said, though, I think it would have been nice if LEGO included maybe a Cobb Vanth minifigure, who was also seen during this episode, where the Mandalorian was working with the Tusken Raiders. But I still really like this set, and I think it is a great set. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button down there. It'll really help out my channel. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.